Let's talk about Goodra. More specifically, Ash's Goodra. Before being captured, it was just a little Goomy, and its story is one of the most moving of all Ash's Pokemon. Goomy lived in a swamp with its colony, but one day everything changed when a group of invading Pokemon, led by a Florges, attacked the place. It ended up separated from its family and became lost, very fragile and scared. It was at this moment that it met Ash, and even though it was the weakest dragon Pokemon, Goomy proved to be very brave. Ash saw its potential and decided to help it grow stronger. After some training and intense battles, Goomy evolved into Sliggoo. And in a thrilling battle against Team Rocket, where it had to protect its friends, it managed to summon its courage and finally evolved into Goodra. After evolving, Goodra proved its worth as one of Ash's most trusted Pokemon in Kalos. It had important battles, such as against Claymont, where it demonstrated its strength, but the most memorable moment in its story was when it reunited with its former home. Upon returning to the swamp, it discovered that the place was still under threat from Florge and its army. Goodra fought with everything it had to defend its colony, and in the end, it discovered that Florge wasn't entirely evil. It was only fighting to protect its own group. After this arc comes one of the most emotional parts of Goodra's journey. Ash, despite being very fond of it, realized that his Pokemon had an important role there, to protect his friends and his home. With tears in his eyes, Ash said goodbye and left Goodra in the swamp. This scene moved many people because it showed how Ash always thought first of the well-being of his Pokemon. But that wasn't the last we saw of him. In the Kalos League, Ash decided to bring Goodra back to his team. And bro, it was quite a surprise when he reappeared. His first big challenge was against Sawyer in the quarterfinals. Goodra faced Slurpuff, and despite being at a disadvantage against the Fairy type, he showed great resilience and skill. The battle was tough, but Goodra held firm and tied with Slurpuff, only to be defeated soon after. Even so, it was an honorable draw, showing that he had evolved a lot since leaving the swamp. But the biggest highlight was in the semifinals against Alan, who was already one of Ash's strongest rivals. Goodra faced Alan's B-Sharp, and despite taking several heavy hits, he showed just how resilient he was. In the end, he was defeated, but his performance was important in weakening his opponent and giving Ash's other Pokemon an advantage to enter the fight. Although he wasn't the team's protagonist like Greninja, he played an important role, and once again demonstrated his loyalty to his trainer. In the end, after the league, Goodra returned to his swamp, but always carrying the affection and trust he had for Ash. His journey is one of the most moving because it speaks of friendship, growth, and farewell. He started as the weakest dragon of all and became one of Ash's most powerful and trusted Pokemon. Goodra is undoubtedly remembered as one of the most memorable Pokemon in anime history and is a favorite of many to this day.